Curious about neurotech, BCIs, and career opportunities? Then let's talk. Ever wished for a casual, friendly space where you can chat about the latest trends, jobs, and innovations in neurotech with like-minded people? Welcome to the Nights of the Neurocareers Roundtable. And we are launching this monthly live forum to bring together people at all levels. Whether you are just starting out, making a career pivot, or already deep into BCIs, AIs, and neuroscience. It's all about open conversations, shared insights, and real connections. So, no pressure, just great discussions. And I want to introduce myself. I'm Milena Korostenskaja, a neuroscientist, neurotech expert, and also Neurocareers coach. And today we have absolutely wonderful nights of our table. And this is Hanna Aliashkevich. Then we have Zac Carpenter. We have Sujata Sinha. And we have Diego Saldivar. And each of our guests brings a special expertise in neurotech, so we will be able to learn a lot today. And also what is very important, that you will be able to see what's going on in each particular field that we're representing today. And you will be seeing demos. So we have a couple of beautiful, wonderful demonstrations today. So please stay with us and make sure send your questions and communicate with us, because we'll have a chat. We'll be able to answer all your questions. And that is the coolest part of all this event, I think. And then we will accumulate all this information together and we'll be able to send it to you in a newsletter. So all together with all the links and all the information. So I will post a link that you can subscribe and get that newsletter. Okay, let's start. Who would like to give their first introduction? Hanna?
I can be the first. I just wanted to say that I'm always ready to be the first.
Yes,
Okay.
I know that. Yes, please, let's do it.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for such a great roundtable. I'm happy to be here among like-minded individuals and great people in neurotech industry. My name is Hanna. I'm a former neurosurgeon. For 10 years, I worked as a neurosurgeon performing brain surgeries, mostly focused on neuro-oncology, and my research was based on neuro-oncology and treatment of glioblastoma, and also spine neurosurgery, reconstructive neurosurgery. So yeah, I covered clinical and research domains, but 2 years ago I moved to the United States, and now I'm a scientist, neuroscientist in a biotech startup in the Bay Area, and also a co-founder of my own startup, Pickpack Health. And I will tell you more about this startup, and it will demonstrate a demo with our device. So please stay tuned until the end, because we will show exciting demo. And as a doctor, as a neuroscientist, as a co-founder of a company, I was recognized last year by Women Changing the World Award in categories for women in health and global impact, and I'm so proud of it. I'll be happy to share my knowledge and my aspirations with you today. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you so much for this introduction, Hanna. And I will add the podcast that we recorded about all the amazing work that you did in neurosurgery. Yes, and brain tumor research that you've done. So our listeners can listen to it and learn more about all this amazing work, and definitely looking forward to the demo. Thank you. Okay,
Thank
who would
you.
like to give their introduction next?
I can go.
Okay, Zac.
Yeah.
Zac Carpenter. Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Milena, for the opportunity. And I'm Zac Carpenter. I'm a molecular neuroscientist, and I also work with computational neuroscience. I'm a learning and memory expert in working memory and synaptoplasticity. I founded a company called Matter Mechanics that focuses on leadership and workflow consulting, utilizing the techniques of synaptoplastic research and synaptogenesis, along with flow and rhythmic thinking. And all of that was based in actually my own brain tumor discovery when I was 12 years old and the multiple neurosurgeries that I've had from that brain tumor. It began personal and I'm expanding it outwards.
Yeah, thank you for your introduction, Zac. And I know that you are writing a book, so we will hear about that today. Yes, you will tell us, and that it should be coming very soon. So many things are happening. So thank you. Thank you very much, Zac. Okay, so we still have Sujata and we have Diego.
So I can go next.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Milena, for having me. It's really nice to come across wonderful people here, and I think it's a great learning opportunity also for me because I'll be learning so much from each one of you here. So thank you so much for having me. So I am Sujata Sinha, and I'm based in Montreal, Canada right now. A little bit of my background. So I recently completed my PhD in neuroscience from McGill University, Montreal. And I worked on social and cognitive neuroscience during my PhD days, and also worked on neurofeedback and EEG technology. And that is why I was very interested in this roundtable discussion. And before coming to Montreal, I did my bachelor's and master's in computer science and engineering. So I have dual background in engineering as well as a neuroscientist. But I primarily refer myself as a cognitive neuroscientist. And after my PhD, I am currently doing two works at the same time. The first one is I'm working on neurorehabilitation for spinal cord injury patients for my postdoc fellowship, where I work, where I look for design experiments and try to see what would be the best or more effective way for faster rehabilitation for people suffering from spinal cord injury. And at the same time, I'm also a co-founder of our startup Brain Lab Quantum based in Montreal, along with my co-founder partner Maria Kachuk, who came from Ukraine. And then and in the Brain Lab Montreal, we actually focus on more technology and neuroscience and bridging neuroscience and AI, and also focus on research. And we'll talk more about what kind of work we are doing, because it's closely aligns with the topic of our roundtable discussion today. So yes, and that's it from my side. Thank you.
Yes, so much. And again, what tendency I see, people are doing their jobs, but they also creating their own projects. They're bringing their own spin on neurotech, on the opportunities, and creating new opportunities, creating new products. Yes, so establishing startups, and that is so beautiful. Thank you for your introduction, Sujata. Looking forward to learning more. And we have a neurogaming expert, with whom we also recorded an amazing podcast. So Diego Saldivar. Diego, please.
Hi, hello. Well, I am Diego Saldivar, a Neurogame developer, and I have spent the last 4 years of my career finding ways to connect brain-computer interfaces to game engines so that it is easier to develop neurogames, or games that use BCI as part of their game mechanics, and distribute them to the world like any other game. And today I have a sneak peek of a larger announcement that is going to happen in my YouTube channel, but you have the exclusive here.
Yes. Thank you, Diego. Looking forward to it. And our viewers, our listeners, so please send questions. You now know what topics we're covering, what areas of neurotech. And please make sure to send us your questions and comments, any information, yes, that is helpful. We will share it with everyone else here. So I'm just wondering, and I would like to talk a little bit about this. What is happening in your respective area of expertise in neuroscience, neurotechnologies? I would like to ask you to share. I know that we have exciting topics, and maybe Hanna, if you don't mind, because you mentioned to me that you will discuss and neuroscience that is related to AI. I think that is very, very hot topic. So would you like to start with this?
Yeah, for sure. AI, of course, is everywhere, and we live in fast change and ever-changing world. And AI solutions, basically in every solution, and including healthcare and neurotech as well. I'm a co-founder of the startup Pickpack Health. We develop solution for children with attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder and autism spectrum disorder, and help them with neurofeedback technology to improve their focus and attention. And we use AI in our solution to generate video games for real-time interaction. And also we plan to use AI for as a diagnosing tool to improve the accuracy of diagnosing of these disorders based on EEG data. So this is how we are going to use AI in our solution. Also, I wanted to mention that as a neurosurgeon, I'm always fascinated about breakthroughs in the field, and especially in neurotech field. And several years ago, I remember when I started my career back in 2010 or 2011, we didn't have direct access to neuronavigation. Only flawless knowledge of anatomical landmarks guided us in our surgeries. And it's exciting to see how augmented reality plus AI helps to improve the accuracy of like planning approach, and the accuracy and precision of surgeries. This is amazing. How is it possible to convert 2D images from MRI and CT and create 3D images in the real time? Just put the image on the patient's head and go and proceed with the procedure. It's incredible. And what else I wanted to mention about AI, again, what I recently learned about the field of neuroprosthetics, especially speech neuroprosthetics. Recently I watched the video. It was a demonstration video by UC Davis and their incredible work, how they helped a patient with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, to speak again with brain-computer interface, right, with the device implanted in the brain. And this device is able to decode patient's thought into words, and these words can be pronounced by AI using his own voice. And in the moment when they demonstrated the thing, researchers and scientists, together with this patient family circle, it was such a touching moment. I mean, for the first time, they were able to hear, even like, it doesn't matter the AI voice, but the patient's voice in the real time. And it made everyone cry. Even me watching this video, I was crying, because I remember patients after brain tumors or stroke issues, and these patients were unable to speak after these injuries or tumor-related consequences. And it's amazing how AI nowadays and implantable devices, they're absolutely game changers, right? They can change the quality of life of these people and help them return to life. And we also trying to improve with Pickpack Health. Our device is non-invasive. It's not as complicated as implantable devices, but we help to improve kids to be more productive without medications, because medications, they provide a lot of side effects, and as well as addiction in the future. So I'm so happy that I'm related to the solution, neurofeedback solution, that provides the alternative treatment for ADHD. and it's in engaging, in entertaining way, helps to interact with neurofeedback practitioner. I will show the demo later, and I guess I can introduce someone else, give the place on the stage to someone else at this point, because I can talk for hours.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Hanna. And in fact, we have quite a few of the interviews for speech neuroprosthesis, and we talked with many researchers and from the study that you mentioned. And when I asked them what was like the most important for you, what really was the touching moment of of all your experience, they mentioned that when people are able to speak through the neuroprosthesis, something that they've never that they haven't done for years. Yes, so that it truly is the touching moment, and it motivates them and us to work more in the field and do these absolutely amazing things that also each of you are doing. So thank you for sharing that. Hanna, who would like to talk next? What's going on in the field that you're working?
I can jump in because I think I can relate to Hannah, what Hannah said about AI and neuroscience. So, like Hannah mentioned about AI and neuroscience and neuroprosthetics, and it also involves hardware. The kind of work that we are doing at our Rain Lab startup is more based on software. So we build softwares for connecting different kinds of biometrics as with the parameters results from the brain-computer interfaces. So, Hannah said, that without medication, how can we improve the task performance of the patient? So, similarly, we are working currently on the health, wellness, health improvement for corporate people. Because we're in Canada right now, we are trying to see what kind of problems Canada is facing, and we see that stress is one of the inevitable current problems. And Canada Health Directive has mentioned that it was very surprising that HR, human resource managers in corporate sectors, face a lot more stress, which affects their productivity as compared to other employees in the corporate sector. So we are trying to solve this problem by integrating generative AI based chatbots. So we build chatbots for them, which will give them 24/7 support, and also we give BCI neurofeedback training. So we're trying to use the neurofeedback training with different kinds of tasks and activities, and we'll use those data from them, integrate with our AI chatbots to give them, in addition to the neurofeedback, some kind of feedback that could help them motivated throughout the day, throughout the weeks. So basically, we are creating AI-based coaching assistant using generative AI. Now, what I find interesting is that AI coaching is something which is evolving at a very faster rate, and especially in health tech sector. So recently, I came across some statistics that by 2030, that is from 5 years from now, our health tech is going to touch more than $400 billion US, and it has always gained attraction. And interestingly, we see that even in BCIs, they are also introducing generative AI for their coaching, for healthcare coaching assistants. For example, I would like to quote about Muse. I think everyone here knows about Muse. Muse is very popular BCI brand, and Muse has coaching services using their BCIs, they try to coach people how to attain peak performance, how to perform well. So on a similar note, but not exactly same direction, we are also working for the corporate people. So, and also now corporate people, now from the stress, while people try to deal with stress, we see that people may go for addiction, and they may have weight management problems because they'll have more food cravings and so on. So all these things are related to the wellness and corporate health problems, and that is what we are trying to solve. So what I see for the ongoing trends is that to coach, the need of coaching people is becoming very important, because also because of the lack of human support all around the clock. So that is what the essence of social support, that is what we are trying to build in with AI. So we are making a humanoid AI system or chatbot for people.
Yes, and that's very interesting question, especially that you mentioned it's human-like bot, because we have a question from Ruthvish Patel, who is asking, so would this chat can give out a human-like response, or can it emotionally connect with the patient?
It's a very interesting question. We have taken this factor when we started building our product at Rain Lab. So yes, unlike the automated chatbots that most of the companies use, so if you go to any web page or websites of like any company, you'll find that they have automated system. You ask them questions, or even ChatGPT. Like people every day use ChatGPT. You ask some questions and they give you some just answers. But our chatbot is different because exactly it can emotionally connect to the patient. In fact, we have two potential clients who have already quit smoking by trying our chatbot for addiction recovery. Because whenever they needed motivation, they would talk to the chatbot, and the chatbot would talk with them as if there is a human behind that, and it's not an automated bot. The second feature of these chatbots, these AI-based chatbots, is that it's not, they don't respond only when you ask them the questions. They will ask you questions. For example, our parents will ask us, are you doing well? Did you eat well? Did you sleep properly? This is what that Humana chatbot does. And third, for our chatbot, we're also introducing the chatbot with figures like Bruce Lee, for example, or Mahatma Gandhi, because those kind of personas can have a very strong motivation or effect on the psychological aspect of the person. Because sometimes we know that if we want to go through this addiction recovery and etc., it takes a lot of motivation, and sometimes we break down even before finishing our training period. So yes, we do make sure that this kind of chats can emotionally connect with the patient or people.
Thank you so much, Sujata. Any thoughts on that from our panel?
Actually,
Yes,
I have a very dear friend and ex-student of mine in Iceland, Trausti Gunnarsson, who just talked to me a couple days ago about this idea of making a VR chatbot that could emotionally connect with the player to help with loneliness, for instance. So I think he would be very interested in your work, because this idea has sprung up sometimes in class, and of course people are interested in being more immersed and having some sort of connection with virtual characters. So that would be very interesting. And also connecting with what Hannah said beforehand, just when we're talking about the state of neurogames today, most of them are being developed mostly um, for therapeutical purposes, right? For gamifying some health aspects of the industry, which are using brain-computer interfaces. But I'm myself trying to further a more ludic neurogame development, something for mostly entertainment, so as to be able to explore more emotions rather than just concentration and calmness, which is usually the standard for the healthcare industry.
Nice. So I think, Diego, like what you said, you are trying for the entertainment sector, but I think if you're working on VR, you must be knowing about serious games. So I see a lot of scope in what you are doing. It can be converted into serious games as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm trying to make serious games fun because the serious games already exist. Actually, they are the golden standard in the industry, and of course, any game can be made serious when you use it for serious applications. But feel that when it comes to neuro games, there's a very poor offer when it comes to entertainment. It's mostly serious games, but yes, of course, there is I think, a tangential benefit to being able to control your own feelings for entertainment purposes, because that can also be used for therapeutical purposes. It is not an absolutely different side of gaming, but of course, everything can be used for science and health if you know how to frame it, of course.
Yeah, I just wanted to add briefly that I'm totally with you, Diego, on what you are saying about engaging games, because we try to develop solution for kids, like our focus audience, children from 5 to 10. And kids with ADHD, they will not be able, they will just don't play the game they don't like. Like the game must be engaging. It's if it's boring, it will not work. So there is something special about the specific context, right? There are specific games designed for autistic or ADHD kids. Yeah, it should be related to neuroscience for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that it's quite obvious that if you want to have someone who wants to be free, and then you tell them do this seriously, they will not engage with it. You have to kind of uh, sugarcoat the pill and make it engaging, but at the
Yeah.
same time, um, keep the medical goals that you have in mind into the underlying mechanics of the game instead of it being the only thing about the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a very short comment. I hear something on the background. Yeah, probably somebody has a LinkedIn going on, because LinkedIn, it lags a little bit and it gives that additional noise. No, it's gone. Now it's gone. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, great conversation, Zach. Can you talk about what's going in your field?
Yes, I study system science, and what I'm doing personally actually ties through all three of my panelists' work. I'm outside of neurosurgeries and synaptoplasticity. I'm actually diagnosed with both autism and ADHD. And gamifying my life has proven beneficial both in my neurosurgery recoveries as well as my day-to-day life. I tied during recovery. It began physiologically back, as Hannah mentioned, in 2009 and 2010, when the mechanisms for recovery weren't as well as they were now. And I found that medication didn't help, but learning to understand my environment did. So I have a background in physical fitness, and I'm a gym rat, for lack of a better word. And I applied walking to meditation as well as an Xbox Connect, which if you don't know what a Connect is, it's biometric feedback sensor gaming. And given the location of my brain tumor, it was my left lateral ventricle and caused thalamic damage. I was practically supposed to be wheelchair bound for the rest of my life. And the biometric feedback gave me the ability to process the individualistic things that were going on within my physiology in order to recover from it.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting
That's
that
impressive. Yeah.
yes, that what you connect, you are connecting. I think all of us, yes, and Hannah, her neurosurgery work and gamification, neurogaming that Diego is talking about, and also possible solutions that Sujata, yes, was mentioning. So I
Yeah,
think
it's a true magic how we all now connected here at the round table and talk about the same thing. We didn't know each other before.
No, that's quite impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah, anything you would like to ask Zach, or any comments you have for him? Mhm. Not yet, but you will, because Zach will be talking about his book today.
Yeah, I was curious about the book, but I thought that he will talk later about this.
Yes, we'll give it time. Okay, and Diego, I know you already talked, but maybe you can just give an overview what's happening in the field of neurogaming in general. I remember your podcast, and you were mentioning challenges connecting, yes, the various devices that exist right now to the game. So what's changed? What's going on? What improvements do we have? And so what trends do we see?
Well, there's actually a trend for greater accessibility. I see that beforehand, commercial BCI companies were mostly focused on creating the bare minimum for research, but I see now some initiatives to create more accessible, cheaper, and nicer looking BCI. I've also seen a couple companies creating some proofs of concept or actual neurogames, all of them for therapeutical purposes or based on meditational approaches. So I see that there's a willingness to start exploring video games as a medium that can use brain-computer interfaces. Um, but ever since, I mean, the movement has been a little bit slow. There's not that much motivation for the industry to really grow into something a bit more mainstream, which is why this year I'm taking it upon myself to show the games industry that neurogames are actually possible and engaging and economically viable. So instead of looking at it from a neurotech point of view, I'm trying to give it more of a game development focus, because video games are they're an enormous market. They're usually cited as earning more money than the music and the film industries combined. So there's a lot of potential there, with a gigantic market of people who are actually enthusiastic about using their brain activity as part of the game mechanic. But to them, it's mostly science fiction. It's something impossible and expensive and far away. But I'm trying to prove the contrary, that it's cheap and easy and right into your hands, as we will see in my demo today.
Mhm. Yes, thank you.
Exciting. That's
Thank you.
exciting.
Yes, please, let's discuss any questions for Diego. Yep. Hanna,
I
you,
think,
yeah.
yeah, you can go ahead, Hannah, if you want.
No, I didn't want to ask anything. I just said I'm excited and I'm looking forward to watch the game.
Yes, yes.
For me, I think the thing that Diego said, that not many people, the market is growing, but there is a need to tell more about the existence of BCIs for general purpose. So this is exactly what I felt. So when we started our Brain Lab initiative, and last year during the winter, I and Maria, who is my co-founder, we went out in Montreal for online as well as on-site workshops, where we invited people for free and said that, well, we're going to teach you how to do some meditations, some breathing exercises, and the fun part is you're going to see the real-time neurofeedback about what your brain signals do and whether you are really paying attention and not. And we received not a great response, but we did get few people. And when we asked them, even the scientists in different fields, in like who were some working in computer science, or even some engineering and science, physics, chemistry, mathematics, when we asked them that, do you know that there is something called neurofeedback, or that there is some technology that you can use on your daily life, like for example while walking, or mainly just simply and doing some breathing exercises, it was not surprising, as well as surprising that people are not much aware. So the question that arises in my mind is that, what do you think, how fast will this BCI technology reach the general public for the daily use?
Well, it depends on marketing, I believe, and how viral it becomes. Because from a financial perspective, I am using the Muse, which is the cheapest headset I could try to get my hands on. It's like $200, 250. So the financially speaking, it's accessible. When it comes to making applications that people can use on their phones, that's also accessible. I have already distributed a template for free, so any game developer can make their own Neurogames. And a few students have already used that template for their own schoolwork, but I don't see that being used by professionals in the industry. So the point is, if we want everyone to be using brain computer interfaces, I think that the point is, first, they have to have an application that everybody wants to use, right? Otherwise, maybe not everyone is interested in very specific cases for, I don't know, let's say meditation, which is usually the kind of app that we get from these uh, um, brain computer interfaces. But on top of that, I think, well, it's about marketing. People have to know that they can access these kinds of technologies, and they also need to know that, well, there's something that they can, something desirable that they can use them with, right? That's why I'm making it a quick and easy Neurogame, so that people can very easily install it and just use it with the BCI. Now, Mute has like 500,000 users already, so the market is there. And I do intend to showcase this in game development conferences and gaming conferences so that video gamers can access this technology, um, and see for themselves that it's quite easy and fun. So I think that, yeah, we need virality. So how fast? I think that it could take a year if we explode when it comes to Neurogames this year. It could take 10 years if we go very, very slowly. But surely we have to make an effort to um, show the world that this is available.
Yeah, thank you very much, Diego. Maybe can you check something possible with the microphone or LinkedIn? Something is going on. Maybe everyone can check. Diego
I
can.
think there's some feedback. I'm muting my phone every time I'm not speaking, for instance, to
Yeah.
avoid that kind of feedback.
Yes. Okay. Okay. But thank you. And I would like to add about what's going on in my field. And my field is helping people develop successful careers in neuroscience and neurotechnologies. And what I see, what is the trend that every single person that comes to me, they're talking about getting a job in industry. And that is a very, very strong trend. Now we have unstable funding, yes, at least for the time being, especially in the States. There are many issues. People don't see the results of their work. They're saying, okay, if it's not published, then where all this huge work that I've done, where does it go? Yes, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating properly, I was working and working and working on my PhD, and now if it's not published, where? What impact does it have? And people are very frustrated with the current state, and they want to move to industry. So what do you think? Are there any places that are opening up in industry? Do you see any development in the field where people can find themselves doing industry types of jobs? What is your observation at this point? Anyone?
I guess. Oh, okay. I guess I know what to say.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we see the current trend of transition from academia to industry, right? First of all, because of lack of funding in academia field. And for sure, if someone is looking for a job, it makes sense to follow market trends and see which companies have more money, right? Finding companies, sectors that are better capitalized to find new positions. And it's important to pay attention to it. And the market, neurotech market, is huge. And last year, 2024, it was like breakout year because like as I know, the market for neurotech is about 15 billions, and it will grow by 2029 by 30 billions. And surprisingly, but maybe not surprisingly, like most of the companies raised more than $100 million last year. They were among implanted brain-computer interfaces. So the company with implanted devices, they closed more money in less deals than all the other industry type companies in neurotech industry, which is impressive. So it makes sense to again check out the market and find the most successful and well capitalized companies and look for career opportunities in these companies, right? As well, and I believe that actually this thing, like gap between academia and industry, has to be filled. We need to foster partnerships between academia and industry to promote neurotech. Because some, as you mentioned, Milena, a lot of work just people just do a lot of work somewhere in a lab, in academia lab, and they never like see the outcome. I mean, in terms of money, first of all, and it can be frustrating, and burnout is a real thing. What is supportive in these circumstances, I think, to be a member, a part of professional society or association, and sometimes through the partnerships, through conferences organized by professional societies, you will be able to find good connections, you expand your network in the field of neurotech, and find a job. And some of the associations, they also provide career opportunities through their platforms. For example, as I know, Society for Neuroscience has their own platform, Neurojobs, sfn.org, where you can just look at the career opportunities, not only in the US, but all over the world. As I'm also a member of American Association for Women in Science, and sometimes like once in 3 months they organize career fairs where you also can participate and look for what's going on in the industry. And what else? I guess nowadays it's more important than ever to have interdisciplinary skills, right? When you're not just a neuroscientist, not just a developer or engineer, but you have multiple skills in computer science and neuroscience and data analytics, and sometimes you need to find better position, you need to apply for additional credentials, right? Like neurotech micro credentials, so apply for fellowships in the field of neurotech to get this knowledge to be like more flexible in terms of what you are looking for, because neurotech industry is huge, and for sure you need to combine like to diversify your skills as much as possible to be a good fit for this growing field.
Yeah, thank you very much, Hanna. I agree with you that the field is growing. However, we also need to think about challenges. Yes, and we will. That's a part where we will talk about challenges. The requirements for people in the field are becoming more stringent. And now I hear the echo my own for some reason. Um, so hopefully it will go away. I don't know what's going on. Yes, but there is a trend for more skills for already experience in industry, which is also important. So if before, even from bachelor's, you can go and find the job in industry, now it is not the case. Or it becomes more and more difficult, and also not all companies are doing well. Yes, some companies did get funding for the development of the devices, but those companies who already have devices, not all are doing great. And what my recommendation for those who are looking for jobs is to actually look on LinkedIn. You can see how the company is doing, at least in terms of employees. And if you see the trend that actually there is a decline in a number of employees, so be cautious. Yes, it's maybe good to get your foot there, but there is an opportunity for you to lose your job fairly quickly in those cases, and I know those cases that this really happened. So be aware of that, because as funding decreased, yes, the money for purchasing equipment in many academic centers, it's also on hold, so they cannot purchase equipment from the same neurotech companies. So that is also important, and there are quite a few challenges, but definitely, diversifying your portfolio, but also be having a certain focus. Yes, something that you can offer, your unique offer, that is important. And I will add a link into a chat. This is our recent interview with the Mustafa Hamada, who talks about that. He gives a lot of examples of transition from academia to industry, which he did himself. And by the way, he will be talking next month in the same roundtable, but he talks about that transition and what is important. Yes, diversifying is good, but offering your unique skill is also very important. In terms of getting in touch with potential employers, I think what you said, Anna, is very important. We have a saying, it's better to see one time than to hear 100 times. Yes, so if you really see people in person, if you can connect, this makes a huge difference. You might get a job right there on a spot. Yes, and this also happens. So participating in events, going to the BCI society meetings, I found those meetings the best, because it's so focused on just neurotech, on just BCIs. And there will be one, I think, in Banff coming in June. So and it alternates 1 year in the States or in Canada and another year in Europe. So next year it will be in Europe. I highly recommend that. Society for Neuroscience, it's a huge conference, so you should have a very clear focus and plan on whom you want to meet or what do you want to do there, because it's really, really broad. But yes, it's an opportunity. And yes, there is this possibility to look for jobs on their website. And not only that, you can submit and prepare your CV, and they have a job fair. So during the event, you can actually talk to real employees right there. So that is a great opportunity. And yes, conferences, societies, and thank you for mentioning this American Association for Women in Science. I think it's good. And speaking about, good that you started speaking about the events, so we don't need to wait until the end. The events, I think what is coming up, it's an amazing BCI Spring School. Yeah, so it's coming at the end of April, beginning of May. It's 10 days of education, 140 hours of education on BCIs, the biggest event of the year done by GTech. So I highly recommend. I'm speaking already probably 6 times there, but it's always, it's amazing. It's an amazing event, and you will learn so much.
When is it? When is it?
It's the end of April, beginning of May, and I will actually, it's April 28th, May 7th, and I will add this information into our chat as well, and everyone will be able to keep that in mind and attend.
You mentioned April 26th. 27th, you said?
28.
I know that in April 26th, there will be the third California Neurotech Conference at UC San Diego. Last year, this conference took place in, I see the echo. Is it?
Yes, maybe do you have LinkedIn open? Switch it off. LinkedIn.
No, I don't. My
Okay.
LinkedIn is not open. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So tell us.
This conference, California Neurotech Conference, last year took place at UC Davis. This conference is organized through the partnership of several universities like UC San Diego, Davis, UC Berkeley, UCLA, USC. So many different major universities united and organized the incredible conference, and it's a great platform for partnership and collaboration and communication between not only academia researchers but industry professionals and also undergrad and graduating students. They will be able to participate in BCI competition and also in different types of workshop in neurotech industry, and even present their posters at the conference. And what is most important, that it's affordable. Neurotech industry, it's expensive field, right? If you want to go to the conference, sometimes you need to pay a lot, for the entry ticket. But for this conference, it's up to $100, and it's a great platform to connect. And then I think it's a great chance to get more involved. And what else? If I'm not mistaken, today is the last day of early bird tickets. So don't miss your chance to get the nice and affordable ticket for this conference, and then go to San Diego. I'm sure you will enjoy it. And then right after this conference, go to BCI conference.
Yes. Thank you so much for mentioning that, Hanna. Maybe you can put a link into a chat as well, so that our listeners, viewers, would be able to see that. And what does actually BCI event is virtual, so everyone from every part of the world can attend it, and I think that's important to keep in mind.
And also adding to what Milena said, in this BCI Spring School, there is one part of it which is BCI Hackathon, and it's very interesting. I myself participated last year. So it's a 24 hours hackathon. So whoever wants to write code and solve problems, real-time problems within 24 hours from any part of the world, they can come and form team and then take part. So it's very interesting.
Yes, thank you, Sujata. Anything in the world of Neurogame development, Diego, that is coming up?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't think there's much to it. I've seen a couple BCI conferences that maybe think about inviting speakers to talk about neurogaming or neurogaming adjacent applications. But in and of itself, I don't see any events coming up. And when it comes to jobs, they're maybe a handful a year at most. But there's not much going on. Hopefully, maybe next year, as I promote neurogaming, maybe next year we'll see a little bit more interest in the concept.
Yes, thank you, Zac. Anything that you would recommend?
I don't really have much to add to this portion. It's just
okay. Then we're covered with this portion, and maybe just very briefly, what are the biggest challenges that you see in your in each of your fields? I know that we talked in general about trends, but maybe just challenges very briefly, and what do you think is needed to overcome those challenges?
I can start with that.
Yes, Zac, please.
For me and my work, it's the paradigm shift from symptom management to system science and understanding everything that we've been discussing. As in, you can't fix one thing without it having an effect on everything else. And once you have that effect on everything else, you would have to fix everything else as well. So my work takes a holistic approach to solving both biological and computational problems.
And anybody else?
I guess as we observe the rise of neurotech industry, we also need to be mindful about neural data privacy, right? Kind of like neurosecurity, and it's I guess it's one of the challenges, maybe not the gaps, but maybe challenges to go through, because we deal with a huge amount of data, and we need to protect this data, especially when we are using implanted brain-computer interfaces, right? Implanted devices, and we need to protect patients' data, and we need to make these technologies, transparent and trustful. And how we can build trust by protecting the data and make sure that that technology is safe for majority of people. And another gap, I guess, Diego mentioned about marketing, because scalability and accessibility is another thing when we talk about. I'm not going to say that we need to put neural implants to every person like his hand in the world, but if we're talking about non-invasive BCIs like neurofeedback, for example, or let's say transmagnetic stimulation for treatment of depression, which is really powerful. I was so impressed that nowadays there is an option to treat depression in one day without struggling with antidepressants and without suffering for months or even years. Just one day treatment and you're done. Like you're happy, you're ready to live your happy life again. But these technologies, they have to be accessible, right, and affordable widely. And it's about marketing, it's about price. Again, it's about the go-to-market strategy for every company, for sure. That's what I think, like neurosecurity and accessibility, maybe the major challenges for now, what I see.
And in my field, because we work mostly on the software side, using leveraging generative AI. Now, as we know that AI has few characteristics that we must focus on. That is responsible AI. AI should be very responsible, which means that it does not violate the privacy problems, and it does not say something beyond limit. For example, if I am building my AI-based chatbots for people who are dealing with addiction and they want to recover from addiction, now after a certain point of time, if they ask my AI chatbot, they're saying that, okay, I feel this way, I'm not feeling well, I'm feeling dizzy. So up to what level my chatbot should respond? So my chatbot can say that, well, okay, you are feeling dizzy now. Can you, instead of you're craving for what do you say, cannabis? But no, you should not have cannabis. Instead, go and drink one glass of or one container of water or whatever it is. But after a certain level, if the person says that no, I'm really feeling very bad, the AI should stop there and then said that, okay, your symptoms are not looking fine. So it's the time that you actually go to the physician and ask suggestion and take proper treatment. So we have to know, this is a very challenging part when we deal with generative AI and software, is that what is the threshold where the AI should stop? So that being responsible AI, this is one of the challenges that we face.
Yeah, that's a good question, about regulation, regulation of industry and I would agree with you on that point. But on the other point, what I see also that industry moves much faster than regulatory process, right? And in some cases, we need to like faster regulatory pathways for some solutions we try to develop, especially for implanted solution. But when we talk to AI, I agree that ethics and regulation must be like very well established in this field for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I myself advocate for the application of neural rights in neurogames by being transparent about how the information is used and if it's being sent to a center for processing, et cetera, how and why. But of course, this would be self-regulation, and as we very well know, self-regulation isn't very reliable, but it's what we have at this very early stage. But beyond accessibility, I see that in Eurogames, the main barrier is funding. I see that when it comes to saying, hey, I have an idea for a video game, it's very difficult to get funding if you are independent. And on top of that, when you say, okay, I'm a Neurogame developer and I would like to work with you making Neurogames, most people who could be interested, like research centers or people who already work with neurofeedback, they don't have the funds to afford a neurogame developer full time. So that's also a thing. But yeah, neurogames, of course, also have the exact same ethical questions as any other neurotechnical application.
Yeah, Milena, I wanted to share the link about California Neurotech conference, but for some reason I don't have access to the main chat. I just sent it to private chat.
Yes, you sent it to me and I already shared it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We had that, and I want to mention a person who creates art. He's an artist, and he created this amazing exhibit. It's called Neuroride Arcades, Ruli Hermans. And I'm also adding a link into a chat, and this is an amazing exhibit that actually can come to any conference, to any event, yes, neuro event, other event, and bring you into the space of really thinking about our neural rights. Yes, what does it mean to us as humans? So I highly recommend. So the link is in the chat, and please have a look, and maybe invite Ruli with his exhibit to your place, to your conference, to your event. This is definitely very helpful. Yes, okay. And also I will add a couple of more links because we had a very important conversations, one even with the brainwave authentication and neurotech security, where we talk a lot about the neural rights with Violetta Tulciano. And we also had an amazing conversation with Alan McKay, who is a lawyer that works in neurospace, and he talks about that as well. He is from Australia. So, and Rui Hermans, he is from Europe. So we have people from all over the world thinking about those topics and working to remediate the problems and also bring it to the light, yes, making us aware of what is going on. Okay, so
your podcast,
yes.
your podcast, Milena, is a treasure. You know, like it's a huge library of information about everything what's going on in the field. So, like, if someone of our listeners doesn't know about Neuro Approach podcast, please do open. You will open it like the door to the whole world of neurotech.
Thank you so much, Hanna, and thank you very much for being a part of that podcast, and Diego is as well. So I hope to have as many people bringing their expertise and knowledge and sharing it on the podcast. So it will be also in the link. And now I think it's a great time to start with our demos. What do you think? I know, Hanna, we will leave for the very end, yes, because
Okay.
that will be good. Who would like to start? Maybe we'll start with the book. Yes, we're going from, smaller product, physically smaller, then, going to bigger and bigger. Zac, would you like to talk about your book?
Yes, it's
Yes, you can share the screen. And Maria Tkachuk gave us a comment that it's a great point about AI threshold. So thank you for commenting, Maria. Yeah.
First, just for impact factor, I am currently writing
Okay, let me see.
Currently writing an academic case study alongside with the memoir. And after both are published, I will be writing a second memoir that completely ties the two together through a system science perspective. But this is my last MRI image before the anti-inflammatories, before the tumor was resected. I wrote this book called Matter Mechanics. The name's actually from a death metal song called Gray Matter Mechanics by the band Allegiant. And the song's actually about the tech singularity and needing to put humanity back into it. And my entire approach is what the back cover says: understand your psyche through research-based cognitive science and personal development. And as it says, I've dedicated my life to this. As I said in the beginning, I started this when I was 12 years old, when I first got the tumor diagnosis. And there was a gap in the research that I figured if doctors were filling it currently, I could work on the problem myself and help fill it in the future. And now here I am. And I'm a heavy metal music addict, as the cover says. My background, learning and memory scientist. I've published poster publications with my undergraduate research advisor on stress and working memory. The results across both studies concluded stress is an individualistic experience affecting holistic experiences and biofeedbacking between the two, creating reality. In terms of molecular and computational neuroscience, I have expertise in the tripartite synapse, which is the astrocyte feeding back between pre and postsynaptic neurons. My specific expertise is within the hippocampus and the effects on long-term potentiation and depression, which is the potentiation or depression of synaptic circuits and memory. I also possess the neurological expertise in my brain tumor, which is the pilocytic astrocytoma, which is the astrocyte of the tripartite synapse. My tumor's location was in the left lateral ventricle, and the astrocyte can't occupy that space freely. So based on my physiological data, there's a good to fair chance I have a central neurocytoma that was co-diagnosable, but there wasn't enough evidence to prove it. I parlayed all that into founding my consulting company and authoring this book, Matter Mechanics, and it's to train the flow and rhythmic thinking that I've developed over my own recovery to academics in corporate America to train communal growth and leadership techniques. I've screenshotted a couple book snippets. As this says, Matter Mechanics. I had a mentor in undergrad who was a Skinnerian behaviorist, and a lot of my applied techniques are trained through the Skinnerian behaviorism he trained me in. And I've read and reread Walden 2 numerous times, which is B.F. Skinner's theorized utopia if everyone applied behavioral techniques to their lives. Science has updated that methodology, but from a mechanistic view, it is scientifically valid.
Thank you, Zac. When can we expect your book?
Currently, my publishing company, which is an amazing company, Reaching and Rooted Publishing. We're working on the final edits before we get it put out. There isn't a set launch date yet, but hopefully by summer.
Oh, that's soon. Okay, yeah. So looking forward to it. Like, looks great. Thank you for. That's impressive. You know, I'm really touched by your story, and that's impressive how you managed to reframe this situation, right? They changed the perspective, what your experience, and made the outcome of it, and you're able to help other people to go through the challenges and use your knowledge in their lives. That's, yeah, it's a legacy. That's huge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zac. I met with Zac before we had this round table, and we talked, and I was so impressed by how he really changed the situation and took a charge to take care for himself and make himself do better, feel better. He investigated so many different techniques, approaches, meditations, physical fitness, various modifications of his diet, various approaches to being more conscious, more attentive to what is going on in his body, controlling things, the way his health, his changes in his behavior. So it's amazing. The work that he did is amazing, and I hope that we will be able to see a reflection of that in his book. So I'm truly looking forward to reading it. So thank you so much, Zac. Thank you.
Definitely, I agree. I see Zac as setting an example not only for himself but for everyone. I think, including all of us here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Who would like to go next with the demonstration? Sujata?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I just have 2 slides and it shouldn't take time.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
And I want to tell our viewers, so please send your questions. We have such a wonderful panel. You can get answers from so many different perspectives, like from 5 different perspectives. And I'm sure that our panelists are also aware of other perspectives, so you can get a wealth of knowledge if you just ask. Please do it. Yes, Sujata, please. You shared your screen. Okay.
Yeah, I hope everyone can see.
Yes. Can you expand your screen? Do you
Yes.
think that's possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So basically, I wanted to talk about what exactly we are working and what we are inviting right now. So we want to take the maximal opportunity of this platform because I know we are all like-minded people and everyone is looking and searching for something. So basically, here is what we are in Lab Quantum, and we began our journey quite approximately 1 year ago, and we merge AI, neuroscience for research and software development. And we're so grateful for all our work that is getting support from Microsoft as well as from Dobson Center at McGill University. And before I show the demo of our work, I'd also like to highlight the important people of our team. Our team was like I started with co-founded Rain Lab along with Maria. She has been a very leading example for me personally. And then we were joined by other people and from other experienced people, as well as 2 new interns from McGill University. And then what we're exactly doing. So we do a lot of work, but the demo that I'm going to show you is more on product description. So it's at a minimal viable product available in the market now. And we are we have some potential clients, and we are training with our clients and updating and daily upgrading our software. So the figure that you see on the left hand side, it is how our chatbot looks like, the AI based humanoid chatbot that I mentioned earlier. And this is for healthy diet training. So instead of, as compared to the other existing apps where you just calculate something and it gives you, but we are adding something more into this. So we are using the generative AI to give motivation, provide motivation all around the clock for any type of questions that that you ask. Whether you just want to maintain healthy diet or you want to lose weight. And the important feature of this, as I said earlier, so we have this Bruce Lee, so it has been named after Bruce to give more motivation. And secondly, all these answers are not like, it's not random answers given by ChatGPT or something like that, but these answers are based from our research publications from the research dictionary. And then we also provide neurofeedback training to the people using the already available brain-computer interfaces in the market, and we see that we train them. We have specific training programs to teach them in order to improve their peak performance or for addiction recovery. And then the final goal is how we integrate this neurofeedback data from our training, their medical history, and also other biometric information, for example, blood pressure and sugar levels and so on. How do we integrate everything together and make it as a package, AI package for individual growth and health? So this is one of the, just I wanted to show you how it looks like, and we are currently inviting people to support us to build the next generation AI healthcare solutions. And in this platform, you can support us. People, anyone, audience can support us by trying our products at this moment and saying that whether it is helping you, what you like, or you can give your feedback. And also, we invite the people at the individual level, whoever wants to recover from addiction or weight management, or if you want us to develop a personalized chatbot for you, for your particular goal, that you are welcome to reach us out, and it's completely free. Our free trials are ongoing. At the same time, we are also having a specialized session for corporate well-being. This is one of our goals, that we are targeting HR managers, as I have mentioned earlier, that how do we manage the stress, solve the stress management in the corporate levels. And we are helping through this brain-computer interface, neurofeedback training, and through our humanoid chatbots, how to train them, how do we help them in building team, and we provide them with neurofeedback reports, and then how do we train them for performance improvement plans. So you can also access these, whoever wants to. And last but not the least, we always invite people to subscribe to our LinkedIn page, and we are also having free trials right now, which is through our SaaS model. And the chatbot that you saw is currently available on WhatsApp, but in the near future, we are going to expand it to more platforms for people to use. And yes, and please contact us, and you can contact me and ask me questions at any point through LinkedIn. Like, you can subscribe and also give us feedback. Thank you.
Wow, that's incredible. I have a question, by the way. Does it help to? Does it help with social media addiction?
It's a very good question. So if you want to come out from social media addiction, or someone, yes, we can definitely develop such kind of chatbot for you. And our chatbot, this is a very good question, because when I was pitching about this in one of the competitions, which we won, there was one judge asked me that, well, it's available on your WhatsApp, so you have to all the time stick to WhatsApp. So it's not good for the mental health. So my question would be then, we are having these chatbot systems not for getting addiction, but is for training purpose. So let's say we have 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks program, and then after that program, you know how to control your own mind and you completely come out of the addiction. And I'm not just saying this because we already have 2 clients who are not smoking for more than 4 months now. So if you want something for social media addiction, it's very easy for us to make one for you or for anyone you know. Yes, we can do that. And we can also use BCI.
That's great. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So now we have Diego, or maybe any questions to Sujata from our panel, other comments? Zac, Diego?
It's quite interesting to see how AI can be applied in a very directed manner instead of just allowing it to just hallucinate as it usually does, which is very important in this very specific case.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have Diego. Yes.
I believe we have a question from people in the chat.
We do. I didn't notice. Yes, I was busy preparing here. Okay, so we have, thank you. We have Arthur Suru Samit. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it right. Hey guys, thanks a lot for this discussion and the demos. Quick question. From your own perspective and diverse experiences, how do you think both companies and research center could and should proceed to make their interests align and collaborate together to create cross-disciplinary projects and to make the field go again further forward? Thank you. Thank you for the question, and let's see what our panel has to say.
I think I'd like to answer that first because I'm working at the phase where I'm in between academia and industry. So I see coming from academia, one thing that I see is that academia always looks for perfection, and sometimes it comes at the cost of delay. So sometimes things do not come out of the lab in the form of products, or sometimes it does not reach the people. It just stays in the research publications and among a very close group. Whereas for industry, one of the goals is to reach wider audience as much as possible. So I think the merging between the companies and research centers research places are taking place. And answering to the question, how do you think would proceed to make the interest align? Yes, the first is, I think the academia can take the responsibility of doing the research and doing the research, bringing out the research outcomes, whereas companies can use those research.
Hello, I'm Diego Saldivar, a Neurogame developer, and I would like to tell you.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh. Did we do something?
No, I believe it's Milena who pressed play there. And now you have pressed mute, Milena.
Yes, it was me. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, Sujata. Yes, please continue.
Yeah.
I just prepared for Diego's presentation. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So I think there are many ways in which companies or industries and research can merge together. First is, of course, aligning the interest. While research people, they can focus on how do you design experiments and how do we do the research. How do you bring out the outcomes in the labs and these such kind of research are very important for testing the feasibility of a product. Like, for example, if we are making a device for clinical purposes, so in that case, it's very important to test first to make the product, in 10 or in tons. It's very important to test in a lab that whether it is actually feasible to make such device to solve a problem of a clinical population. Now, as industrial people, sometimes we may not have a very faster access to the clinical population or clinical centers. But as a researcher in academia, and that is from my experience, because they are in a closed loop, they can sometimes have a faster access to the clinical population. So in that scenario, the two sectors can collaborate such that the research people do the feasibility study by conducting research on the population, for example, and based on the output, they can use those output for developing their products, hardware or software, and this is how the companies can go. And again, it happens in a cycle, I believe, because the research does not stop only at the feasibility level, because even after you build the product, you have to test whether it's again working well. So you have to do beta testing, and then second round of testing, third round of testing. And of course, people believe more when they have evidence, and people find the devices or products trustable when you publish. So that is how both sectors can collaborate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sujata. What I recommend, Sujata, I invite you to our Neurocareers podcast. We will bring this question in as well. And anyone, please send more questions, because we will be talking to Sujata. I hope you agree to participate,
sure.
Because we have short still time, and we need to go through two more presentations, but I would like to bring these very important questions, to for all of us to discuss on the podcast. So thank you. And now we have Diego. Diego, I will run your presentation. Would you like to say something before I started?
I hope that everyone enjoys it. I made it quick and sweet. And after this presentation, which is very short, I will post a link to a YouTube video which will expand on what you will see in this presentation.
Yes, and we'll have it in our chat. Okay, let's do it.
A little bit about...
Okay.
Hello, I'm Diego Saldivar, a Neurogame developer, and I would like to...
Oh, let's do it again. Something is not working. Okay.
Hello, I'm Diego Saldivar, a Neurogame developer, and I would like to...
Okie dokie, something is not working really
Hello,
well.
I'm Diego Saldivar, a Neurogame developer, and I would like to...
Okay.
Would you like me to present it myself?
Yes, Diego, let's try it. I'm
let's try that
muting
instead.
it. Okay.
You guys tell me if you can hear the audio on my side, all right?
Okay, all right.
Now let me see. I want to share only one window. Share. And off we go.
Okay, I think I also need to let it play. Okay, Diego Saldivar, yes. Okay, Diego, can you start it again? And
Sorry, you said something?
yes. Can you start it again? And I don't think we hear the audio.
You cannot hear the audio? Okay, so
there's
let me
no
see.
audio. Mhm.
Okay, so let me try once more. Maybe the problem is that I have to... Okay, I'm also sharing audio. I see. No, I have to share the entire screen to be able to share audio. Interesting. All right. Or was it a tab? No, it's the entire screen. All right. So let me see, entire screen, share, and here we go. Let's try again.
Hello, I'm Diego Saldivar, a Neurogame developer, and I would like to tell you a little bit about a Neurogame I'm developing right now. So picture this. After years of working every day of the week, and even some weekends, you are just fired. So, use your mind powers to give them hell. No, I actually mean it. You can use the Muse to relay your brainwaves to your Android device and destroy the entire office. Right now, as you can see, your mental powers change a little bit depending on how you're feeling. If you're feeling calm, you can shoot ice, but if not, it is fire. And of course, you can just telekinetically blast the entire office away if you so prefer. The gameplay is based on some chaotic games that I have played, and the story is based on, well, I hope you can forgive a little bit of cynicism, but it's all in good fun. You can go to my YouTube channel after this talk, where I will be releasing an entire video explaining a little bit more about this project. And with that, thank you very much, and let's continue with the roundtable.
Nice. Wonderful.
Diego, I think
Hello,
it's
I'm
so
Diego Saldivar,
timely.
a Neurogame
Yes, what you just
It's
I wonder.
it's repeating.
Yes, very timely, because there are so many people who are losing their jobs right now. Yes, we have massive layoffs, like 200,000 people, like in one day, from like federal employees and whatnot, and it just continues and continues. You can become a millionaire, I think, at this point. Because
I hope so. I hope so.
of so many disappointed people who got fired. Yes. So thank you for sharing it. And yes, all of the information and YouTube will be in our chat. So please follow and watch the full video
Sure.
from Diego on YouTube, and tune into his channel. He has amazing channel. I highly recommend it. So tune in, and also listen to our episode of Neurocareers with Diego, which is awesome. Okay, and we have the last but not the least. Yes, TikTok Health with the Hannah. Okay, Hannah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Here is the device I want to present. So actually, Pickpack Health is AI-powered neurofeedback solution for treatment of ADHD without medications. So we provide, this is all-in-one solution. We provide EEG headset, we provide the platform and video games for kids. How does it look like? Kid is wearing the headset and playing the game on the platform, and this game can change its flow based on EEG patterns on the brain. Everything is going on in real time under remote supervision of neurofeedback trainer in engaging and entertaining way. And yeah, here is the device. I'll just brief introduction to this device. It has electrodes inserted inside of these bands and the headphones, and like it looks like this when you wear the device. And what is also nice that these bands, they movable, so they you can choose the right position of electrode position. So basically the system helps to, it looks fancy, and at the same time it helps to take EEG data from any part of the brain, like not only from frontal lobes, from occipital lobes, from temporal lobes, or any part of the brain, because of this feature of movable bands, which is really great tool. And we filed a patent for our device, and looking forward to this receive a patent. What about games? I wanted to say that I'm impressed by Diego's job, like what you are doing. That's amazing. From my side, today I won't be able to share the games with you, because we usually ask for NDA before we share the games we are developing. So now with the video I will show you, this will be a demonstration how our device, this is a working prototype, how does it work and how does it help to get EEG data, and how the process of neurofeedback really works. And I will explain it. I will share the video now. This video will not have the sound. I'll just provide you with my comments.
Okay, I'm looking for it.
Okay, do you see my screen? Yeah.
Not yet. Show on stream. Let me see. Yes, we have it.
So this is me wearing the headset, and we use for this demonstration we use OpenBCI, open source platform software, and this is how it looks like. So please pay attention on channels 1 and 2. There will be my EEG screening, and to this blue circle. When I will try to concentrate with the system, this circle will change its color to green. And below this blue circle, you'll see the chart, and there will be a line. And while I will try to focus and concentrate, this line will show the level of my concentration. And above the blue circle, you will see my EEG patterns, my brain waves, like delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma, and their prevalence. Okay, let's see what happened. This is my beautiful EEG, and now I'm trying to concentrate. It's not always easy. You need like to really focus and to be able not only to concentrate, but to keep doing this, like hold the focus and concentration for some time. So here I managed to do this for several, at least for 1 minute, I guess. And then I got distracted. And then I decided to try it again. Yeah. So this is, let me go back to this is how it works. I mean, the process of neurofeedback, when you wear the headset and the system analyzes your like EEG prevalence and try to makes you focus, and you see the result. And in this video demonstration, we watched just a circle. We changed its color, but of course, it's more important to provide the engaging video context, right? And for kids with ADHD, we try to develop special video games to make them interested in what they are watching, what they are doing. Otherwise, neurofeedback session will be extremely boring and it's not going to work. So playing with the context, that's the main thing in neurofeedback solutions. This is what we are doing at Pickpack Health. You can follow our LinkedIn page or look at our website, and we will provide more to come. We'll provide more information about our success. Now we are going to manufacture devices and launch the products soon, hopefully.
Nice.
Of summer, or like at least in the summer. We'll see how it goes.
And may I ask, how much will it cost?
Like the device by itself is $299, and this also we provide a subscription in different types of subscription. Like general, it's about $50, and if you want to interact with a neurofeedback trainer, it will be a little bit more, but still affordable.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Hanna. Any questions for Hanna as we're wrapping up? No?
Well, I do have a question.
Yes.
In general, without breaking your NDA, what kinds of ludonarrative feedback are you using to reflect this circle that goes from blue to green, for instance? When I say ludonarrative, I mean what game mechanics, what kind of story, how do you make the kids engage with this change in mind setting?
What about this blue circle? I mentioned that I used OpenBCI, open source, that it's not our source. It just use the open platform to demonstrate how our device work. And what about the games and the, like, if you want to learn more information, I'd be happy to talk with you one-on-one, and we will discuss, and be happy to maybe even collaborate. We'll see.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
That's, we will. Thank you, Milena. This roundtable is not only the platform for discussion, but also the platform for collaboration and partnerships. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to do, and to bring people from various areas, because we have so much in common. I think we just need to get together more often, and for that I want to announce the next one roundtable, which will be happening in it will be in May, and it will be May 9th. And we will have wonderful people, including Mustafa Hamada, who works at Mendy.io. He will be talking, and we have a wonderful panel. But I also invite all our listeners, all other people in the space to join our roundtable, to be panelists, and information is in our chat. So please talk to me, contact me, and get on our panel. It's a great opportunity to connect, to find collaborators, and to discuss things that are important for all of us. So, and again, I also will put a link, all of this information. I will do my best to compile in a newsletter and send to everyone who will subscribe to it. Okay, so as we're ending, any final words, any recommendations, suggestions, or just good wishes to our viewers, our listeners?
Yeah, I am not able to see all the listeners or the audience right now, but I hope as much as we have learned from each other in the panel, and I'm sure that all the listeners might have learned many things from us, and their questions, in fact, I think have it has introduced more questions in my mind that which we can use in our startup and research. So that's good. It's a good signal. I think that's a good end result of this roundtable discussion.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to say that it was such a joy to participate in this roundtable today. It's so amazing. And for listeners and participants, if you have any questions, please reach out to me directly in LinkedIn. I'm open for discussions and answering questions if you still want, if you still have some questions to me. And what else about neurotech overall and about the future? I'm really excited about expanding neurotech beyond healthcare. I mean, for cognitive enhancement, like improving memory and focus and attention, as we do with the neurofeedback solutions, as well as like brain and human enhancement. I think that this future is coming, and I'm, as a tech optimist, really curious and excited about how it will be, and excited about the future.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's relevant to what Zac is doing. Yes, he is also, yes, interested in working in this field. Zac, what do you have to say as we're ending our discussion?
I'd just like to thank all of you for your perspectives. They were incredible to listen to. And for the viewers, what's guided me in my own life is being authentic to myself in order to raise awareness and raise, I guess, the vibration of life. So be authentic to yourselves. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. We had a couple of more questions from Arthur, Saru, Samit, and we will answer. So hopefully the one for Sujata we will answer on our podcast. Yes, we will bring it there. And another for Hanna, you can reach out to her directly, as we already need to end. But thank you so much for your question. We truly, truly appreciate that. So thank you, everyone, and our panelists and our viewers, listeners. So let's meet again, and I'm looking forward to again our amazing discussion. So thank you.